Hey guys, Brandon Woolum hanging out a little south of Nashville today with our friend Amanda Janson. How are you?
I'm so good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, for years with all the Christian brands I've worked for, I've seen your name pop up on socials all the time, watched your content, but today is the first time I'm getting to meet you.
I love it. Yes.
And then that probably means a lot of these folks watching this outside of Nashville probably have not heard of Amanda yet either. So let's just start with a little of the story of who you are and how we got here today.
I love that. Yeah. So I'm Amanda. I am a wife of almost 15 years, which makes me feel old, but we also got married very young. So a wife, and then a mom to 3 beautiful kids. We're from South Carolina area. But I'm originally from New York, born and raised, and the Lord led us to Tennessee to pursue this dream of music, and here we are.
Yeah, and the new album, it just came out, Sinner to Saint, an album that you've said is very personal to you. It's got some really raw tracks in there. Take us back to kind of the season of your life of where these songs were birthed.
Yeah, it goes back to the very beginning. You know, you have the title track, Sinner to Saint, which is about the entire testimony of how I met the Lord and gave my life to him, all the way journeying through where I am now, going through just the ups and downs that it is to follow Jesus and taking all the lessons, the trials, and also the good moments and putting it to song and lyric. And now we have this record.
Yeah, we're starting to see this a lot more in Christian music. Why do you think it's so important to include those struggles that Christians have along with the joyous hand-raising music?
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. I think our testimonies and vulnerability and authenticity is what actually can lead people closer to the Lord. When people see, oh, she doesn't have it all together. She's been through stuff too. We've been through the same stuff, and look at what God has done in her life. If he can do it for her, she can do it for me. He can do it for me.
Let's talk about some of these songs that are on this album. Where the Warfare Ends has a great story. Tell us a little bit about that one.
Yeah, so in 2023, which was not long ago now, we were already here, already pursuing the Christian music dream. And, you know, like anything, when we put something above God, it can become an idol. It is an idol. We put nothing above the Lord. And so pursuing music did, and eventually just led to like this desperate attempt to make it to the top, to finally have this dream fulfilled. And honestly, just lies from the enemy saying, you know, you're in your 30s, Amanda, you don't have enough time. You got to get this now or you're going to lose your shot, which is so not of God. And so just the culmination of a lot of shame and lies that I had been believing just drastically started affecting my mental health. And I mean, I plummeted into the deep end. And so there was this moment where I was just sitting on my floor, just not even wanting to exist anymore. I just felt so burdened by shame and guilt. But the Lord spoke these words over me that the enemy that you face today, you will never see again. Peace is your inheritance, along with many other things. And so I took that into a right and was so vulnerable with some of my closest people. And Where the Warfare Ends was produced from the worst season year of my life.
And then let's talk about No Dark Corners, also another song that's on this album.
Yeah, and it kind of goes with just that season of heavy shame and guilt. You know, we can look at people in the face on a Sunday when people go, hey, how are you? And you say, I'm fine, when you're really not. We can hide and mask how we really are, our circumstances, our pain from everybody else, but we can't hide from God. And all that God really wants is our honesty and transparency before him, to lay things at his feet and to bring things into the light so that he can begin the healing process. But until we do that, he won't drag it out of us. We've got to bring it to him. So No Dark Corners is just about that season in my life being exposed and God starting the healing process of my heart.
Yeah, there's a song for a little bit of everybody on this one.
Yes.
Talk a little about Wild Ones, kind of a radical surrender that one talks about.
Yes, Wild Ones is so much fun. All my life, I was always the loud one in the family. The outgoing one, always got told, quiet down, and always just felt too much, kind of like just this outcast. But the Lord made me that way, and he gave me my personality, my voice, my just how I am, and he is so pleased by it. And so I wanted to create this song that was just an ode to those that also feel like a little bit like a misfit and a little loud. And so Wild Ones is just, a call to those to keep going.
Yeah. Especially right now, a lot of believers have a lot of fear and doubt with everything that's going on in the world. What kind of encouragement do you give to that person that's sitting at home on their phone watching this conversation today?
Yeah, absolutely. Keep going. God is so good. You know, we can put our faith in the world, or we can put our faith into who he is and his word. And if anyone gets anything from anything I say, it's that Jesus is so worth it. He's so worth following.
Yeah. On top of these vulnerable songs that you've recently put out, you're also a worship leader. How do you balance that type of thing? These songs that are so personal to you and then leading worship on Sundays?
The grace of God. I just love music, and I'm so honored that God gave me the calling and the purpose that he did. And, you know, it's all worship. Worship is so beyond a genre. It's a lifestyle. So to be able to switch from being the artist to being the worship leader on a Sunday morning, it's kind of easy because we just live in that space all the time.
Yeah. We get to learn a lot about your battles on this album, but also your husband makes it on there too, a soul song. Talk a little about that track.
Yeah, that song was for him. We wrote that a year ago when the album came out. So February 27th of last year. And it was during a season where we were praying for radical physical healing for him. And a week later, he got it, a week after we wrote the song. And so it was a song that we wrote for anyone believing in their own miracle or breakthrough. And fun fact about that is that he got to track BGVs on the song. So that's really cool to see his name on Spotify.
That's awesome. Is he typically someone who does sing?
No.
So it's going to be his only singing
That's
credit
right.
ever,
That's probably it. That's probably it. Yeah, he's the background guy.
Yeah, I've seen your name pop up in Christian circles here in Nashville for years. So when I see this is the debut album, that seems pretty wild. How long have these songs been coming together?
I feel like my whole life he's been working on the testimony of this album, you know, and it's just in the last 2 years that we wrote it out on paper and got to see the testimony kind of come to life in that way, in a musical way. So, you know, I guess I could say a lifetime, but we've been writing and producing at it for about 2 years now.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Did all the songs make the cut, or are there still some in the archives that we may get to hear later on?
Oh, there's still some in the archives. Yes, yeah. Some of my favorites I feel like didn't make the cut, but then the ones that did, it just made the most sense to tell the story. So it's really cool that there's a few left over that who knows what we'll do with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our attention spans are so small these days. As somebody listens to the full album, what's the song that you point them to go back to and maybe give a couple extra listens and dive into those lyrics a little deeper?
Wow. I would say songs like Come, which is a song of repentance. It's very different language than I feel like maybe we're used to in the Christian music space. I don't think there's really many songs about kind of telling the Lord, I'm sorry. And so when it comes to people really being impacted by one song or just listening to a couple of times, I hope that it's that one.
Yeah, this album, it's got a message of transformation. What do you want people to know about just this time of your life that you're working your way through and transforming to the person who's sitting here on this couch?
Yeah, only Jesus can do it. Only he can change a heart of stone. Only he can save. There's no other God that can save like Jesus. And, you know, it's been the hardest but best decision of my life to just live a life full of surrender. And God, whatever the plan is, I'm on board. Let's go.
Yeah. You've waited these 2 years to get this album out. It's finally here. It's only been out a week or so as we're sitting down here. What's been the most surprising thing of this promo cycle, your first promo cycle of an album?
Yeah, the reaction, honestly. I am floored. You know, I tried to go into this release with little to no expectation and honestly just holding it so loosely of, Lord, you alone can put this in front of the people that you want to hear it. I just didn't expect it to be so many people. It's amazing. Praise God.
That's awesome. You got to host a concert here last week that was in your hometown. Was it your home church also?
It was our home church. Yep. Amazing.
So you get to show these songs to a lot of people that you know very well, which can sometimes be intimidating. And I saw videos. I've only seen raw videos of folks posting it. Was this something that was recorded that maybe will be getting out there on YouTube later on for folks outside of Nashville to see?
For sure, yes. I believe we caught the audio for it, and then we had a videographer there that night that I cannot wait to start sharing some of the clips. It was a really, really good night.
Yeah, very high energy show.
Yes.
Folks that are watching this that aren't here in this Nashville area, are they going to get a chance to see Amanda out there live at some point?
Absolutely. Touring is the main goal for this year. So hopefully we'll be coming to a city near you. Let's do it.
Yeah. If somebody's watching this, they're watching this interview and hearing this story, they want to pray for you. what would you ask for somebody to pray for you right now?
Oh my goodness, that's such an intentional question. Wow. I think the biggest thing right now is just stewardship for my family and I to take what God is blessing us with and to steward it well and constantly just give him the glory. So yeah, just, man, pray for wisdom and to just keep moving one step at a time.
Yeah, I love it. Sinner to Saint from Amanda Janson. It's out there streaming everywhere now. Go give it a listen.